Hi guys, my name is Melanie, and today's focus for this assignment was on the video, The Facebook Dilemma. The video basically goes to explain how Facebook is being used to disrupt our democracy, which I find pretty interesting considering over 2 million people are active on the site right now. The video then starts to focus on Mark Zuckerberg, who is the creator of Facebook. His motive for creating Facebook was basically to connect college students worldwide. Not only this, but he was super motivated in building things that would change the world, which I don't think at the moment he knew would actually bring historic change in politics, privacy, and technology itself. Therefore, Facebook was considered the greatest experiment in free speech in human history. It was known to have a good impact on the youth. Therefore, even the company itself said Facebook wasn't thought out to be something as bad, but as something good. When violence started occurring and conflicts were starting to appear, for Facebook to save themselves, they came up with basic rules just stating no hateful speech, no nudity, no violence. Although I don't believe Facebook realized that their site was such a platform for many out there, Gunhim, I believe I just butchered his name, worked for Facebook across the world actually, and he created a movement by posting an event calling for a revolution. This revolution was to bring down their president at the time, Mubarak, who actually did step down after. Facebook was an enabler for him to get a message out worldwide. At this point, Mark was just basically stating that people are able to share what they want with who they want. He didn't really see it as a problem that he had to deal with. But people from Silicon Valley were actually responding pretty happily with it. They liked what they were seeing. They liked the freedom they were seeing. Yet the government wasn't. They were actually starting to send out warning signs about the especially site. Since Facebook was being monitored by 20-year-olds that were determining what should be posted or what speech mattered. This could also have been an issue with just a way a student has an opinion on something. They could have determined what was seen and not seen. Plus, another major issue was that because Facebook was growing so fast at the time, staffing was becoming an issue. They didn't want to use their money to hire more people. And that was a way to keep costs lower for them. The video then goes on to talk about Facebook profiling. Sheryl Sandberg herself talks about how the big focus on Facebook should be privacy, especially since Facebook kind of collects all our personal data from pages for marketing and sells it to micro-target us. Micro-targeting us is basically sharing our personal data with third-party developers. It is said in the video that these third-party developers are considered to be bad actors that really could just attack us. But Facebook really wasn't concerned about privacy issues because they just really wanted to grow and profit as a company. They even ended up growing up to $18 million and also acquired the app Instagram and WhatsApp, which was pretty interesting because I never knew that Facebook even owned WhatsApp at all. What I did find creepy about all this was this part in the video where a student asked for all his data through Facebook, and he was going through it all and found that Facebook still had all his deleted messages or anything he had deleted on there, and it was all coming back, which is considered the last location. So then the video wants to ask, how could this all lead to more? With Facebook letting third-party developers into using our personal data, more advertisements are made in our interest and more ways in which you might vote for somebody, which is kind of creepy to me because it is a way to like manipulate people, especially innocent people, on what you should buy, who you really should vote for, and it really just gets into your head. This then goes into Waltman's fears, which was about how he knew there was a secret propaganda factory in St. Petersburg, Russia, which was an internet research agency that was fighting the anti-Russian neighborhood. It basically paints a different image of Russia for people to believe. I basically found this to be kind of creepy in a way because they were using random people's images to post different links of news articles and sites and false advertisement, basically. So that's really creepy to me that anybody they found on the street, they would just take a picture of, or they would take pictures from people's social medias. This sort of kind of led Facebook to be weaponized, used to inflame divisions, using tools to advertise and boost more of their stories, which was also becoming a really huge propaganda. So now part 2 of the Facebook dilemma begins, and it focuses on how Facebook didn't want to be responsible for editing what is shown to us on our feeds and what we kind of want to see. This then leads on to the huge discussion about if the election was kind of really not rigged per se, but was more brainwashing in a way because of any fake news we would have seen on Facebook or any advertisements in general. This part of the video kind of becomes really interesting to me because Donald Trump had hired someone to basically put in over $100 million into just Facebook as a platform to spread his message. Not only that, but they kind of spent the $100 million to find the right people they wanted to spread this message to, and they did this by micro-targeting. And they kind of played this game really good because they know people don't really watch the news nowadays. They're always addicted to their phones and they're always on Facebook. So Facebook is a great way for them to get their news. Unfortunately, this kind of started the whole fake news situation with Donald Trump, and even Hillary was kind of involved with this. But Macedonia was starting to write stories about Trump and endorsing them, which is kind of weird that Macedonia would even get involved in this whole fake news situation. So Macedonian people actually started doing this by using hyper-partition Facebook pages, which were Facebook pages that lived or died by gaining partnerships. These partnerships were created to say fake stuff. Especially one that stood out to me was that immigrants are coming over the wall to rape your children. These stories were just so absurd and so fake that honestly the truths weren't even being shared at this point, which is kind of a big issue with this election, was that so many of these fake articles were getting so many more shares and were more on people's pages than the actual truth. At this point, Facebook still doesn't believe that they are impacting the election or anything. Although after one of the nastiest elections ever because of Trump's ads, it is said that Facebook is the one to have helped elected Trump. A few days after the election, Mark came out to say that he thinks it's crazy if you let an impact of an ad get to you on who you had voted for during the election. It's fun because after all this, Kara Swisher, someone that actually works for Mark, came out to say that Mark was crazy for lying about how he thinks it didn't have an impact, because Facebook really did have an impact, and Kara personally believed that if it wasn't for all the fake news out there, that maybe there would have been a different result to this election. Throughout the video, privacy becomes another big issue, and I like that Facebook does start to apologize that they should have more security over their privacy. They don't specify what they should protect, but I think personally, if you're someone that does have a private page, you should be protected and you shouldn't have third-party developers able to contact or get contact from your page on what you do like and what you don't. Because of these issues, Europe aims to have a new internet privacy law that will help protect Facebook's privacy issues. Even with all these issues arising with privacy, conflicts, fake news, you may see people still won't disconnect from Facebook. Facebook is one of those apps that you kind of just stay on because you want to connect to your friends. And Facebook is a way to connect with people from all over the world, so why wouldn't you just stay on it? With that being said, my question for the class would be, during the election period, did any Facebook ads that did pop up on your page ever hinder your opinion on who you were voting for?